Hi guys, it's Vicky, welcome back. I've got another Shop My Stash video for you guys today. So it's been 3 weeks since my last one of these videos. So the way I structure these videos is that I talk through the previous 3 weeks products that I've been focusing on, show you some pictures as to how the makeup looks and my thoughts on whether these products are for me or not, whether I want to keep them, whether I want to declutter them, and then I'll show you my makeup collection and choose some more products to be working on for the next 3 weeks. Oh, also, I've decided to film by my dressing table again. I've still not filled it with products, but it was just a really convenient place to film my last video because I could put my products here. There were flowers in the background, so hopefully it will be okay for this video as well. But yes, the products. So foundation wise, because it's been quite hot recently, not so much the past week, I didn't want to go for anything really thick or heavy or full coverage in terms of foundation, and what I like to wear in the summer months are my bareMinerals products, in particular my Complexion Rescues. Now I've got this in the shade Wheat, which is 4.5, slightly darker than my natural skin tone, but because this is a light coverage foundation, I don't think this is really a foundation, a tinted hydrating gel cream, so something like a BB or CC cream, a tinted moisturiser. Because it is light coverage, you can get away with not wearing your exact shade match. So I've got Wheat, which is slightly darker, but I also have Vanilla, which is my kind of perfect match. Now this is 35ml and SPF 30, so that's quite nice that it's a fairly large tube and that you have that SPF factor in there as well. This is really lovely for when you want a little bit of coverage but nothing heavy. Now when I've worn this, my dark circles, blemishes do still show up underneath, so it's not going to completely cover all of them, but it's just nice to give your skin a little bit of colour but not make it look like you're wearing loads of makeup. So I have liked wearing this recently. I also have been using my No. 7 Custom Blend highlighting drops in the shade White Gold. The way that I've been wearing these recently is I've been mixing some of this in with my It Cosmetics CC cream that's in my Project Pan. Now I don't like my It Cosmetics CC cream, I have it on today, I'm not sure how it looks, but I find it quite orange, quite thick, it doesn't blend in nicely, it's quite drying, so mixing it in with a little bit of this, it just gives a more luminous effect to it and it makes it blend in a lot easier. So I've been using it like that, but then I've also been using it sort of on my high points, on my cheeks, on the bridge of my nose, powdering and then going over the top with a powder highlighter. So a real lovely multitasking product this is. Really love it. It's a really, like I say, a luminous effect. It's not like a glittery, chalky looking highlighter. So really like this liquid highlighter. I've also been using my Fenty concealers, my 2 shades, and I still can't remember how I should be using these 2 different shades. One is for your dark circles and then I think the other one is for like under eyes, blemishes, but I can never remember which way round it is, so I have to write it down. But I really love these concealers because the doe foot is, it's all medium size, it's not really thick like the, what's a thick one, like Tarte Shape Tape I guess, but it's also not really thin, and it's quite a flexible one as well, and it dispenses a fair amount of product on your face, and this is quite an easy one to blend in. It's easier to blend in than Tarte Shape Tape, but it's not as full coverage as Tarte Shape Tape, but a real buildable one, and this one I find more hydrating. So I'm really loving these Fenty concealers and I think they're probably my favourite out of the ones that I have tried, but I just need to remember which way round the shades go. Right, I've also been using my e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzing powder in the shade St. Lucia. Now this is a product that I have been contemplating decluttering recently, and it's because the bronzer is very red based and that's not the best sort of toned bronzer that I should be wearing. So I've given up on the bronzer, but it was the blusher that I've been focusing on for the past 3 weeks, and I've been thinking, do I want to keep this, do I not? And I have decided to declutter this little palette, and that's because the blusher is too glittery. It's a beautiful colour and it's definitely the type of apricot-y peach shade that I would go for, and that suits me, but it's glittery. So from afar it looks quite nice because it just looks a little bit luminous, but you get closer and you can see the specks of glitter, and I don't like glitter in my blusher. The only place in my makeup I like glitter is my eyes, So that's really disappointing because I love the shade of this blusher. It makes my skin look so kind of glowy and healthy and radiant, but I don't like the glitter. So I'm really annoyed about this one. But I've given this one plenty of chances now, so this one will be coming up in a decluttering video soon. Not sure when I'm filming it, but it will appear in that video. So in my previous Shop My Stash, I included a couple of eye and face palettes that complemented the bareMinerals eyeshadow palette that's in my 1 month 1 palette. And if you didn't see that, it's a purple pinky mauvey toned palette, which is very cool toned. So I included a couple of palettes to kind of work alongside that. The first one is this Laura Geller Saturday Style one, which is a very cool toned purpley pink palette. This is another product that is going to be decluttered. Now these eyeshadows they're quite pale. They don't really pop, they don't really show up on my eyes. And like I say, they're all very cool toned, so they're not very flattering on me. The blush is very cool toned, it's not the right shade of blush to make my face look healthy and glowy. The highlighter is probably the best in this palette, but even still it is still too cool toned. It's a really cool toned icy pink. So these colours are just not for me. They're just not complimentary, and they're not really the kind of colours that I just want to be wearing. The quality is good though. It's just the shades, the tones are all wrong. So this will be decluttered, unfortunately. And I also included another Laura Geller palette. This one is the Tailor Made Monday. This one is a lot warmer. Straight away you can see this one is a lot warmer. You have a couple of shimmery shades here. One of them is very cool toned though, but it's really vibrant, so this one kind of makes my green eyes pop. You have a nice crease brown colour and then a darker purple. The blusher is vibrant like the other blusher, but it's not as cool toned. So this one is a better shade for me, and the highlighter is like a golden yellow, so much better colours for me. Really pretty palette. This isn't my favourite out of the Weekender palettes that I have though, but it definitely suits me a lot better than the other one does. So I am going to keep this one. In terms of eyeliners, I've had a couple on the go. I've had my Peaches and Cream Papyrus one, which is just a nude one to go in my waterline. I've not worn it that regularly the past 3 weeks, but that's not a problem because I really love this eyeliner. It's great quality, looks lovely, so it's not a product that I included because I rarely wear it. I just thought it would be nice to include it. I also wore the KVD Tattoo Liner in black. Very lovely black liquid eyeliner. And then lips. I chose some sort of pinky mauve colours to complement all the purple shades that I've been wearing recently. And the lip liner that I wear with all of these sort of pink toned lipsticks is MAC Subculture. Really great lip liner. This is lovely to wear on its own or with the gloss over the top, but it also works really well with the lipsticks, which are MAC Faux. My all-time favourite lipstick. I blimmin' love this lipstick. I think it's so beautiful. But I did wear it with the Laura Geller palette that I'm decluttering, the cool toned pinky purple, and I didn't like how it looked. But I think it's just because the rest of the makeup was very cool toned. But if I go warm toned glowy, then MAC Faux complements it and looks really, really lovely. So I think it was just the rest of the makeup that kind of didn't look so good. And then I was also wearing Soph Revolution in the shade Cake. Lovely, lovely lipstick. A bit more mauvey than MAC Faux, a lot creamier. I'm actually slightly worried that this lipstick is going to come away from the bullet, so I have to be careful how much I twist that up. But lovely shade as well. So next weekend I'm going to be filming my next 1 month 1 palette. I know the palette that I'm going to be working on, and because we're in August now, I want to go bright, I want to go vivid, I want to go colour, and I want the products that I choose now in my new Shop My Stash rotation, I want those products to complement that, so I also want them to be bright and colourful. I'm so sick of purple and pink, of the cool toned mauvey, greyish kind of tones. And also I want to include some other products that I'm considering decluttering still. So I have identified 2 products in my previous rotation that I'm going to declutter, but there's still a few that I'm a little bit undecided, so I think I'm going to include those, and then I can decide once and for all whether I'm going to declutter them, and then I should have enough products to film a declutter video. Okay, so I'm going to bring my products in. I'm actually going to put them on here and I will show you my next selection. So let's start off with the base products then. I'm not going to include a primer because I've only got one and that's in my project pan. Foundation, I'm really hoping this month I'm going to use up the It Cosmetics that's in my project pan. But because it's still summer and because it's still hot and I don't want to wear a lot on my face sometimes, I'm going to go for something light. But I'm going to go for my bareMinerals Original Powder Foundation. Oh, it's a little bit dusty. And I've not used this all year. This is a product that I don't often go for, and it's just because it takes a little while to use. It's not a quick foundation you can slap on in the morning and go. You need to spend some time buffing this into the face. But the final effect is so beautiful. It's so light, it's undetectable, and it just makes your face look so healthy but giving you a good amount of coverage. I'm in the shade Fairly Light with this, so I'm going to include that one. Concealer, I am going to use a concealer that I'm thinking about decluttering, and that is my e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Light Sand. A good shade match for me. But this is just so drying. It's so difficult to work with. You have to blend it in straight away. I think this is good at covering blemishes though, so I think that's kind of the only reason I was holding on to this concealer. But I am still thinking about decluttering this, so it will be good to focus on this one for the next 3 weeks and then get a final verdict as to what I think about it. Right, this is some highlighters, blushes, bronzers, and also a NARS eyeshadow duo. So with my contour slash bronzer, I am very close to using up the NYX one that's in my project pan, so I'm not going to include a bronzer. I am going to include a blush, and again it's a product that I'm thinking about decluttering, and it is my Sleek Rose Gold blusher, which is meant to be a dupe for NARS Orgasm. But this is really vivid, really bright, intense coral colour, and again it's glittery. So I'm not sure whether I'm wanted to declutter this in the past, because I had good days with this where it looked quite nice and then other days where it just looked really bad. So let's include this one and see again if I can make my mind up by the end of the next 3 weeks. I'm not going to include a highlighter because again I'm so close to using up the one that's in my project pan, so I'm not going to include a highlighter for these next 3 weeks. So I've not brought my eyeshadow palettes in because I'm going to be focusing on just one at the moment because of my 1 month 1 eyeshadow palette series. But I've got in here some more face and eye palettes, face palette, and a couple of my singles. So with these face and eye palettes, I don't think I'm going to include any of these, but I am going to include 2 of these Kiko singles, the blue and the green, because I'm going to go bright for the next month. I want these shades in this current Shop My Stash to complement the bright palette I'm including in my next 1 month 1 palette video. So I think these 2 shades will be lovely for that, as will my Makeup Geek singles, my shimmery, vibrant, bright, beautiful Makeup Geek singles. But I am a little bit on the fence with this shade here and this shade here. This is Houdini and I think this is Masquerade. Houdini is really difficult to wear because it's a real dark teal colour and this is just a dark brown. So again, by the end of the 3 weeks I'm hoping to figure out whether these ones are going to stay or whether they're going to be decluttered, but I love the rest. Okay, so eyeliners, I think I'm going to include the KVD one again because sometimes with bright eyeshadow looks it's nice to just have a black liquid cat eye, so I'll include that one. I am going to include these 2 because again these are bright. That's a bright blue and this is a bright orange. Although this is autumnal, I think this orange will be nice if I just want a bright eye but something simple. So I'm going to include these 2 eyeliners from Peaches and Cream. Okay, and finishing off with lip products then. So I'm keeping in theme with the whole bright colours that I want to be focusing on. So bearing that in mind, I'm going to go for this Collection lip liner in the shade Pink. A real vivid, bright, summery pink shade here, and I can use this all over the lips. That would be really lovely. And I don't have much of this left. I have that much, so maybe in the next 3 weeks I can maybe not finish this off but make a good dent in it. I'm also going to include a red lip liner because I'm going to go for a couple of red lipsticks. I know that's not very me. And this is Brick by MAC, just your standard red lip liner. So the lipsticks I'm going to be including then, firstly is the one that I am wearing today, I'm wearing now for this video, and this is Persuasive by Estee Lauder. It's a lovely orangey based red lipstick, so not as intimidating as your pure blue based vibrant red lipstick. A real lovely summery shade, this one, and this is the type of red that I feel comfortable wearing. But I am going to go for a blue based one, and I'm going to go for Work by MAC, and this is a real weird formulation, but it's lovely. It's so soft and it really does feel like a powder. But it's just a vibrant red, but also muted at the same time. Really easy to apply, not messy, works really well with the liner underneath it. And then I'm also going to go for a coral orange, and that's my Max Factor Lipfinity. Don't know the shade, but again, this is a real lovely summery colour, really complementary on my sort of warm blonde hair, green eyes look. So those are going to be my colours, so very bright. But I'm also going to include a lip gloss. It's my only lip gloss, and it is my Vieve Lip Dew. I have been wearing this quite a lot since I bought it, but I've just been wearing this just on bare lips, just around the flap when I just want something on my lips. I've not really worn it over lipstick or lip gloss, so that's what I'm intending to do with it this time. So I'm thinking of wearing it over the top of this pink lip liner. I think that would be really lovely, really summery. So those are the products then that I'm going to be focusing on for the next 3 weeks. So full of bright colours, full of vivid colours, really stepping out of my comfort zone of neutrals here. But I'm so sick of purpley, pinky, cool tone makeup that I'm just excited to be playing with some vibrant, bright colours and wear makeup that's a bit more summery as well. So again, I will be taking lots of pictures for you guys and showing you them in the next update. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again soon in my next one. Bye!